All right, all right. Good evening, everybody. I'm a little sick, but I'm gonna do a little video because I'm stuck home because I have a mean sinus infection, and I can't sit in bed all day. It doesn't fit with me. I'm a workhorse. I can't sit in bed, so might as well be productive a little bit. I want to go over. I did not trade today. I just slept all day. Um, but I want to go over. I think this topic I'm gonna go over is really useful. Mind you, I rarely even talk about setups anymore. Like most setups you can learn over a course of maybe 2 weeks. Not really the answer to trading. It's just a piece of the puzzle, maybe 20% of the puzzle. But I want to talk about treating this like a business, being a professional, and why I feel a lot more times than not traders are not professionals or treating it like a business. They're really just greedy traders treating it just like what it is without all the structure. A casino. Treating it like a casino, and they're getting lucky. And sometimes they don't get lucky, and they forget how to control risk. Or there's this. You could turn this into a casino. You could be very unprofessional. You could also make money winning trades, but without a structure, I think not even really. I think some of these things, honestly, I don't like giving definitive answers. Some of these things I just know. Without a structure and trading long term, successful trading, meaning keeping your money, not having big losses, and consistently having a obviously everyone has drawdowns, right? But consistently being profitable or overcoming some obstacles emotionally in trading. It's going to require a business plan, a structure, being a professional, treating this like it is a career. This is 100% a career. It's not a hobby. Um, you know, so you got to treat it as such. And I'm going to go over ways of how you can build a process to put your odds you know, in a career where most people do fail. Indeed, most people do fail, but to put your odds in your favor, put yourself in the best possible position to have a chance at this game, right? Play your cards right. And I'm going to show you a routine, and it doesn't mean you have to take everything from this routine, but you could take pieces that resonate with you and maybe could help you. I've taken pieces from every trader I've ever met, and I kind of took what made sense to me, what would technically help me, what's just noise, what works for me, and I built a system out of it. So obviously we all need one thing in trading for sure. We need an edge. We need to know what to trade, right? This is more for system traders, not discretionary traders, but you need an edge. And once you get the edge, which is the idea, what I talked about in the video, maybe 5, 6 videos prior to this, is about edge. You need an edge, and then you get the idea. You back test the edge with data. This could be from a first red day, a gap and crap if that's what you like, um, a gap and crap, um, large cap exhaustion short, gap short. There could be many, right? Day two gap, day three plus gap, um, overextended gap down. Not common anymore, but that is a play still. Um, so many. There's just you need an edge, right? You got an edge, and you get your data, right? You have an idea. The thing about the data part is it's not that you're just the thing about the data is that you want to prove that the concept works because instead of being always unsure and questioning yourself if you know what you're doing, when you have conviction, you can start actually scaling this with conviction. Without conviction, you have so much emotion, and when you prove the concept could work, you'll get rid of a lot of emotion, right? Second guessing, um, moving your wrist too tight because you're scared to lose, waiting for profit targets, points of entry, things like that. So you got to prove it works. And when you prove something works, most of the time, most of the time, the emotion should leave, and it should come with more confidence, not overconfidence, but confidence, because you need some confidence in trading. You don't want to be overconfident, but you want to believe in what you're doing because then if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're just going to be an emotional wreck. And long term, I honestly don't even think that's healthy. You might have a heart attack in 10 years, truthfully, with all that stress of uncertainty. But anyway, you need a routine, right? So you need a routine from nighttime to morning, right? And we're gonna go over what I do. Scanners, right? You want scanners. You want for your setup and edge, you want to create a custom scan so then you get rid of all the noise, right? Custom scan for your edge. 99%, 99.9% of the market movement is noise. So you want to be different than everyone else in terms of you're not looking at just every random thing moving. You're waiting for your scan to pull up your edge, right? You want an execution plan, obviously, right? You need a PT, back tested PT that works, and you also need a set risk and potentially later on, structure, um, adding to winners, right? You need some type of morning prep, and then you need a review, right? Also, another thing I would say you could add into your little process of your business structure is you could do an internal analysis, 30 minutes a day. I think this is very important. This is probably the most important one here, in my opinion. Make sure that your head is right. Make sure you're making the right decisions. You're doing this for the right reason, and you're following your plan, and you're listening to your rules. You could do a 15-minute review as well daily. 15-20 minute review of your trading rules, right? Put your focus into the things that matter. These things very much matter. Internal analysis. Make sure a lot of people even print trading rules, right? I have printed, and I kid you not, I have printed maybe, I don't even know, over 100 pages over the last 9 years of trading rules. And this is like this is mostly the first 4 years of trading. I printed hundreds of pages of rules, right? And I tell you one thing, I never looked at them for shit. Like I would print them, print them, print them. I would look at it one time and I would not do it again until I broke a rule. I would print out a new page, look at it for just that day, and never do it again. Break a rule. It was a repeated, stupid pattern of just being not treating this like a business, honestly. Okay, so these are things that you could do to make a process, right? Um, and you could do a loss journal, right? Right. So now, you know, how are we gonna go about this? Let me see. Give me a second, because sometimes it all makes sense in my head. I just want to see the best way to go about it. I never plan any of my videos ever. It's just all off the head. Speaking what I think. All right, so you're gonna find edge, right? So we're gonna create a process, okay? You're gonna find edge, right? You're gonna use the data to prove concepts, right? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a routine around that edge. What kind of play is this? Okay, so for me, what time of day, where do you find this? So for example, fellas, some edge you will find in the morning on your scans. Some edge is something you could look for at night. Okay, so let's say we have two different. Let's just say this. Let's say we look for the day 2 gap short, right? For our routine, this is our playbook. Let's say, and the gap and crap. I don't even trade the gap and crap, but it's just the time of day where this is going to make sense. The day 2 gap short is something I'm going to look for at 4 p.m. Overnight watch, right? The gap and crap is something I'm going to look for 8:30 a.m., right? So I know this. You could build a checklist on your desk of your playbook. Well, at night, No gap and crap. No day too short. Therefore, only one other play to look for. Right? Then let's say I had a gap and crap scan here. And now I'm looking for the gap and crap in the morning. Oh, today, no gap and crap. Therefore, I walk away. Right? So the custom scans are making it so you know your playbook, you know your plays written down. Well, there's none of this, there's none of that. I could walk away. Instead of pulling up a scanner, one second. Instead of pulling up a scanner and just looking at random shit, like, oh, look at this, look at that. No. You want to have custom scans so then you could just weed through what really you should be trading, and the rest is just noise, and the noise is something that you 100% want to get rid of. So we have that. No play, right? We have our custom scans. We know that tomorrow, let's say today was a Monday, tomorrow's a Tuesday, and nothing came up for the day two. Only other playbook in my playbook is the gap and crap. I have two setups, let's say, and if tomorrow there's nothing, I will walk away. Right? Let's say I only had the day two short. Well, tonight, oh look, there's nothing here. Nothing here, right? Let's say this wasn't here. I'm not going to go through plays right now. Let's say there was nothing here. Well, tomorrow, say that today's a Monday. Tomorrow, there's nothing to trade. Therefore, I don't even have to show up tomorrow. Then the next night, I could come back. Oh, something's potential. Then I could show up. All right? That's why custom scans are good, because it gets rid of all the bullshit. And it makes you be able to write off if you're going to trade or not than just looking for plays. Let the trade come to you. I repeat this. Let the fucking trade come to you. Okay? You will know. I know. When I see a fucking trade, sorry for my language, but this is what it is. We're all grown-ups. When I see a trade, right away, I know that's the trade I have to trade. Not just because it's on my scanner, because I know. I've reviewed the setup so many times. I instantly know this is where I want to put my money. Right? So you need custom scans for your edge. It gets rid of all the noise. You need a routine. The routine, like I said, you come here, you look, nothing, you don't play. You come here, you look, there's something, you play, and then what do? You plan. After you plan, you execute, journal it, internal analysis, whatever, walk away, repeat. Right? So custom scan for your edge. So say tomorrow we had a scan, right? Let's just say we had a play for tomorrow, right? We'll come and we'll look for execution. What's the plan? Well, maybe tomorrow we're looking for a parabolic pre-market hard momentum snap. Short 61.8 fib on bounce. Pre-market high risk. Right? PT. What's the PT? Previous close. Area, not exact. Not exact. Risk. Pre-market high. Points of adding. If deviated off previous clothesline, some type of continuation, breakdown, triangle pattern, or second VWAP, fail, add, new risk. All right? So, say I had it on the scan. Now I know exactly what to look for. In the morning, what do I have to do? I just got to prep and prepare for what? The trade. I have nothing else on watch. There's no gap and crap, nothing. So I just got to prepare for this one trade. Then execute. Say I lose and or win. Doesn't matter. I review. Was it a good trade? Did I follow the plan? Things such as yes. Okay. No. Okay. Review. What did I do wrong? Motion. Okay. Review it. Internal analysis for 30 minutes. How can I do better? What is my problem with me? Why do I keep making mistakes? Why am I so self-destructive that every time I make money, I give it back? You got to look at all these things, right? FOMO, forcing trades, things like that. Then you could do a 15-minute, 20-minute review of your rules just to make sure for the following day, the more you look at these things, the more they become implemented in your brain. So then when you have an impulse trigger in your brain to make a decision, right? The more you study this stuff, you'll make a better you'll remember these rules right away, and you'll more times than not make a better decision because you review the rules that you put in place for what? Being safe, keeping you safe, and preserving your capital from some sort of disaster. So the more you look at rules and you internal analysis, when you have that impulse, potentially irrational impulse where you make a bad decision based off your emotion, a lot of times this stuff will help you make the right decision. You'll be like, oh wait, it'll almost stop you in your tracks before you make the decision. And then you'll do a loss journal, or you do a write up for a winning trade, and that could be for anything. And you just say what I did good, what I did bad. How can I improve? Could I add? How do I start adding into winners? Right? Did I add into a loser? Am I fighting? Am I overly biased? Did my thesis become invalid and I'm still therefore I'm butthurt at this point where I feel like I have to be right. So now I'm fighting a stock. Things like that. Um, um, I think this is a good way to go about it. Like, my routine is pretty simple. My routine at night, I look for an overnight play. If there's nothing, then I won't show up. I show up just to, talk and bullshit. But if there's not something that I don't really trade day one, so I'm not really like, I don't care for them as much. Like I do trade them every once in a while. I do slip up and trade them if I feel like it's a great play, but not often. So, um, I'll come here at night, look at my scanners. None of these fit my criteria, let's say. Let's say they do, right? I will add it to a watch and I'll come the next day to trade it potentially. But if nothing's here, which a lot of times not, there's nothing here. I just won't show up. Right? And you could do the same stuff, custom scans for your edge, so then you get rid of all the noise. Right? A lot, and also mind you, these are not perfect scans. Some of these slip in here that don't fit at all. So I still had to go through and based off my judgment and my criteria, what actually fits, right? There's a lot of noise in here as well. Not really, not even close to what you'll have on a regular scan, but there is noise that slips in. But you still obviously need to adapt to that and understand that there is not just because something comes up on a scan means it's a trade. But I would go about it like this. I don't know, to be honest, it's just really just about treating this like a business, being a professional, right? That's what it is. And having structure. Without structure in trading, I mean, this is a fucking nightmare. You completely out. You could do you could do good for a little bit, but eventually this shit it bites you in the ass eventually. I mean, now that's not guaranteed. There are people that can do it, but when there's a game where most literally this is game is where the odds are just set against you as a trader, especially retail, right? Um, yeah, you need to do all this extra shit. You need to be different. Just be different. Stop thinking like everyone else. Be different. Think outside the box. Come up with creative ways to put you in the best possible position to make it. Right? Don't think like everyone else. Right? Be different. And when you're different and you look at things from a different point of a different lens, you'll succeed. Um, not right away, but I think if you could start looking at things differently and being more creative on your path and your process and your journey, I think it's a huge advantage than just following what everyone else is doing. I preach that a lot. Um, yeah. All right. So take care.